I'm Dan Hunt, and this is Up Close and Personal. Today, my guest, Virina from Thailand, from New Zealand, from Australia, and now from the United States. Welcome to Up Close and Personal.
Thank you.
So, I just think you are an amazing woman. She has been known as a master of meditation. You are a dance instructor and performer. You're a yoga master. You're an author. My goodness, when do you have time to breathe?
When I meditate.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you when you were growing up as a little girl. You grew up in Thailand. Where did you grow up?
I was born in south of Thailand. It's close to the border of Malaysia.
Okay. And you were a little girl there. Did you had some health problems as a little girl?
Yes, I was born with heart murmur, and I've been took it out from school for a couple of times.
Wow. So that was kind of hard growing up.
Yes, it's like my family taking care of me like in Thai word we call egg in the rock.
Okay. You know, as you were growing up, was this a big city or was it a small village?
It's a small village, and I consider myself a village girl. So my dream, like as a teenager, I'm not sure about Western that like to go to New York or Hollywood. That's what I felt before.
That you wanted to get to New York, you wanted to get to Hollywood.
Yes.
But you went there by way of Bangkok, right?
Bangkok, yes. It's a New York of Thailand.
It's in New York and Thailand. So you get to Bangkok when you're about 18 years old and you're ready to conquer the world. But tell me, who was your hero? Who did you look up to when you were a little girl, and why?
I look up my father. My father is my hero, is my role model. He's a master of martial art.
So your father was a master of martial arts. And you know, you told me a little story. I want you to tell it to the audience of being a little girl and watching your father at a show.
Right. He took me to his show a lot, and I got to see what he did. And the picture that I can share with you right now is when he was sitting in front of the layer of the brick, and he was close his eyes, breathe, silent for a moment, and then he broke all the layer of the brick by his head. And that's what's got me, that everything is possible.
Now you say layer of brick. Are we talking about that much bricks?
It's about that thick, and
Okay.
it's layer by layer, about this thick.
About this high.
And he was in this pose, and he go, yeah!
So that
Louder than this, though.
that led you to the belief that anything is possible. And I believe from what we talked about, that's what led you down the life that you have today.
That's right. I'm grateful today that I have that experience, because that led me to how I understand the power of breathing and meditation to manifest anything in your life.
Before you got to manifesting anything in your life, you became a dancer. Tell me the story of how you became a dancer.
I think this is the dream of all the girls that like to be, perform and dress nicely and performing on stage. So I'm one of that. And my family could afford it. So I really want to dance. The only thing I can do is just picture, and I run the tape recording, imagine that I dance. So one day I went to audition just to have that experience of real performance, and I got chosen.
You got chosen. But you didn't just get chosen. When you started to perform, what happened?
So when I got to perform, it's to feel like I already done it. I have been practicing it. So it's all come out. And that's what made me believe that when you can picture something that you can do in your visualization, that will happen in the reality.
In the reality as well. So at some point, while you moved from your little village, you went to Bangkok, you were a dancer, you were an instructor as well of yoga and these types of things. They actually called you what?
A master.
They called you a master. So you're a yoga master. But something happened and you saw something and you decided to move to New Zealand?
Yes.
Why would you pick up and move halfway around the world? So tell me the story of how you moved halfway around the world.
Right. So I got inspired by this person, a presenter on the stage, and the way she lead and inspired the audience. And I just feel like this is what I want to do. I want to be one. And I like to touch, move, and inspire people around the world, not just from Thai people.
Right. So this person, though, was not in New Zealand. They were in Australia.
Yes.
So tell me that story. Why did you go to New Zealand?
Okay, so this kind of like a bold of me. I never know that you can't just move around the world without being accepted, visa, all those type of immigrant. I went there and I took the exam, which is at that time, I couldn't actually understand English properly. So I asked somebody to sit beside me, which is the person that I admired. And she took me through, explained simple explanation for the whole exam, and I passed. And I decided this is the place I want to be. I'm in love with the opera house. And I went back, tried to organize things to come back here, but no, you can't. So I thought, okay, where is close to Australia? So it's in the map, it's New Zealand, so I went.
You just picked up and went
I
to
just
New
picked up
Zealand.
and went.
Well, that is absolutely incredible. Now, as life moved on with you, you started to feel the calm and you started to get into meditation more. And I want you to talk to me about that first time that you went with the monk to meditate and to learn meditation. Tell me about that experience.
Right. I have been a curious person since kid. And I wonder why people in Thailand go to the temple and the superstitious of sit down and meditate and pray and everything going to happen. And I was thinking that's quite like superstitious. So I want to find out. Went to to this temple. The first time when I went 3 days, I couldn't even stand sitting there and meditate for 1 minute. But then after that, I discovered this way of meditation, vipassana, and I be able to train with the high level of monk. And I learned how to meditate passively and also actively, which is a walking meditation. And that gave me a really like a big breakthrough in my life.
So let's talk about the walking meditation. You described it in great detail. So I'd like you to take the viewers through that detail of that first time the monk took you outside and explained the walking meditation to you.
Okay, so normally when we are present, even though right here, right now I'm present, but am I really here or am I really in the past or future? So the most important thing at the starting to meditate is you need to feel grounded. So the first thing is you feel your feet on the ground, attached to the earth, and then allow that to happen with your breath. And then after that, you recognize that you are on earth, your feet on the ground, and you're going to move. And when you start to move, you know exactly the first step of lifting your heel out of the ground.
Right.
And then you say to yourself inside suddenly and say, lift. And then when you know the next movement going to rise, which is all the whole foot off the ground, and then you know exactly you're going to land. And then you know exactly what part of your foot land first, and you say land. And after that, it's going to be a movement of the weight shift from right to left. If you start to lift your left leg, your right side of your body going to shift to the left, so you know it's shift. And then you know exactly you complete, and then you start all over the other side of your body. But it's just the way of it is you start to connect to every part of your body with your breathing, and you become calmer, and you become like right there in the center and aligned.
And that is just so wonderful to become centered and lined. You know, right before we went and started filming this, you and I did a meditation together, just a very short, calming. But tell us about how you were feeling right before that meditation, coming in and having all the lights and the cameras and the screens around and all the people around, and then, you know, we just have to sit down and talk about things. So talk to me about how that transformed the feeling for the two of us from here to here.
Right. So the feeling create what you call it, frequency and vibration, and in the way you going to do something and you start to get tense and anxious, like the anxiety
Right.
start to hit you, you're gonna your breath gonna be kind of like not at ease.
Right.
So we do a meditation together. We start to take the deep breath in, which is you just explained to me about the
6-2-6.
Yes, in NLP. So we did take in 6, and we hold 2, and we breathe out 6. And we did about a few times, and you start right away. You can feel that everything just go like calm and back to center.
Exactly. And by the way, the United States Navy SEALs use that technique when they get into high-stress, tensive situations. They use that technique. It's one of the techniques they use to just calm down.
Yes.
So how great is that? Now, you also have another kind of meditation that I believe you might be the inventor of. This is the body movement meditation.
Yes.
So can we talk a little bit about body movement meditation, and how does that work?
Yes, yes. So I don't know if you have ever heard about body talk. That's how you can talk to your body. Say, for example, if you meditate and you think about your breath, you actually have relationship with your breath. Okay,
Right.
but I take people through have relationship with their part of their body and even their organs. I can get you connect with your liver and just allow your liver to dance. So it's just a connection of how your mind communicate with the part of your body. And when that's connect, you actually can feel, and to the point you probably can kind of like receiving message. Like your liver might say, I need a cleansing. So it's just a connection that deep connection, which come when you in trance.
So you have a book, you wrote a book, and I know that that was one of your goals in life, to write a book.
Yes.
And it's called Being an Overcomer.
Yes.
We're really excited about this book, and I want you to tell me a little bit about, before I tell me about the book, tell me about the thought process you had when you were thinking about writing the book, when you were getting to that point where you wanted to write the book.
Right. So I think one of the thing that people like to do, if you ask who you want to be, most of people say, oh, I want to be speaker, I want to be author. So I also one of them again. And I said, okay, I want to be an author. But I couldn't have any idea or any thought come through me until I really asked myself, why do I want to be an author? And then I realized I have so much to share. And the only thing that I like to share, the thing that I'm passionate to share the most is how to overcome the issue in your life, the suffering. And a lot in the book is about meditation, passive, active, dance, and anything that you can is a tool to help you to overcome the situation, and it starts within you.
And you've even developed a little saying right out of your name
Right.
for that. So why don't you just tell us real quick, the V stands for?
Right, the V stands for vision. Vision or visualization. You have to have a vision and you visualize your vision. I ignite. So when you have that vision, you're going to have inspired action. Then you take action. R, rhythm. You need to listen to the flow, divine timing. And that's the rhythm. I, intimacy or integrate. When you have all of those, it become in one. And you're realizing things become easier. Then become natural. N, because natural for me is nothingness and oneness. Then you become alive or activated. And that's what, when you see everything can happen easily, effortlessly.
Well, I will tell you, it has been effortless to do this interview today. I am so happy to have you here on our show, and I know that you and my wife and I are going to be doing many, many things together. You've already put such a positive spirit in our life and everybody in my world, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Dan Hunt, and this is Up Close and Personal. Have a great rest of today and an even better day tomorrow.